Do you struggle with stress and anxiety in your life? In this video, I will show 6 ways to deal with stress and anxiety, to lower it. I'm Marie Lavaria, and I create videos on my channel called Living a Simple Life, Finding Your Rhythm. And today I would like to talk about stress and anxiety. Now, stress is a normal human emotion, reaction to different things in our lives. It's okay to have a little stress. It causes us to do a good job or to be on time or whatever. But when stress starts giving us panic attacks or our quality of life is horrible and we become paralyzed with the stress and anxiety in our lives, then it's time to look at it and do something different. So these 6 points that I have are very simple, and you can incorporate all of them or just 1 or 2, it doesn't matter. But as long as you know you have choices to deal with it. That's my point. So the first American study, there's American literature right now on stress and anxiety, and it seems that there's an epidemic in America with that situation or these conditions. I'm not sure if it's because we had COVID for so long, but our economy is not doing that great, and cost of living is high, and so that's causing a lot of anxiety to a lot of people and a lot of stress. So my first point on how to lower anxiety and stress is to watch our thoughts. A lot of us been thinking this way for a long time, is negative thinking, either about ourselves, about the world, about our situation. Sometimes we don't even notice that we're negative. We just do it automatically because it's a habit. So when you notice you're having a negative thought, I would suggest that you can go to the dollar store and get this for $1 and use it for your journal. It's called a composition, and you just write the date. You write your negative thought. You might do this once a day, before dinner, after dinner. Don't do it before you go to bed, because you might get stuck in that negative thinking when you go to bed, but do it away from the bedtime. And just write the date and your negative thought that you had today or two, whatever you want to do. And then next to it, write a positive thought. So you use the positive thought is written in positive words, and it counters the negative thought. So if the worry is about money, then the positive thought says, I have the ability to make a good living, and I am working at it, and I embrace money coming into my home, to my life right now. It's kind of like a positive thought. So writing a positive thought that counters the negative thought is a good way to train your brain to stop thinking negative and start thinking positive. Now, sometimes there's something that happens in our life that's negative and we have to deal with it. I'm not saying avoid living your life and dealing with things that need to be dealt with, but I'm just saying chronic negative thinking is really not the best way to go about living and be happy. It's kind of hard to be happy that way. So if you know that you have a chronic negative thinking condition, then address it by writing positive thoughts that counters your negative thoughts. But always deal with stuff you need to deal with in your life, even though that they're negative. The second place that you can work on to make things to address the problem of stress and anxiety is your schedule. We all have crazy schedules, pretty much. And my schedule is pretty open because I work hard keeping it that way. But some of us, when I was younger, I loved a busy schedule. It made me feel important. But anyway, now I love my very open schedule because I feel like I have a lot of time to do self-care and things I really love to do. So if your schedule is a bit crazy, then think about, what can I eliminate in my schedule? What can I, it's a way to just wonder if you can eliminate appointments and activities that you have scheduled that you're not really wanting to do. And take the time to slow down, take a deep breath, and do some self-care instead. Because our society rewards overworking and overcommitting of our time. And so don't fall for that if you can help it. The third way of dealing with stress and anxiety is ask yourself if you're sleeping enough. A lot of us, we have such a crazy life that we do everything that we're supposed to do, and then whatever's left, we use to sleep. Some people sleep 4 or 5 hours. They recommend 8 hours of sleep for a human being, an adult. So try to get as much as you can around that number, and it does help for mental health. The body needs to have that rest to revive itself, and the mind needs to revive itself also during our sleep. The fourth way of dealing with stress is eating healthy meals and snacks. And just evaluate if your snacks and your meals are healthy, and see if there's something you can change. Sometimes people have anxiety and they realize, oh my God, I'm drinking too much coffee, or I have too much caffeine in my diet, or too much sugar. It doesn't, it's not a specific thing, but just overall, am I eating healthy, and can I do a better job? And the other thing is exercise. Now, exercise, you don't have to do a major thing to exercise. You could take a 20-minute walk in your neighborhood, a brisk walk. It could be, in your neighborhood, or if you come home and you drive by some trails, Eastern Trail Alliance trails or whatever, you can just go take a little walk on the trail. 20 minutes of brisk walking is excellent every day. Some people join the Y, or they join gyms, and sometimes if it's on your way back and forth to work and you can stop in, that's great. But if it's out of your way, you probably won't go. Another way too is to have like a treadmill at home, and or a bike, a bike that sits there and you just pedal. And there are ways of motivating ourselves to do that at home. It's so convenient. We don't even have to get dressed up or anything. We don't have to get in the car, especially in the wintertime. So just try to create opportunities for you to exercise, because it is a very, very important part of avoiding stress and dealing with anxiety. And the number 6, holidays are stressful. So keep it simple. In 4 days, it's Thanksgiving, and then a month later, it's Christmas. And I know a lot of people get really stressed at the holidays for different reasons and for good reasons. So you're free to make decisions to make changes this year. I'm giving you permission. I don't need to do that. You can take that initiative, but be creative and teach. It's important to teach our children that consumerism does not equal being happy. So I used to make my gifts at Christmas time, and it was inexpensive, and I made it very simple, and it was fun, and sometimes the kids helped me. So you can go about it differently this year if you're stressed with Christmas. I should say the holidays, because there's Hanukkah, there's a lot of religious holidays. So for the holidays. So in closing, living a simple life includes tending to ourselves in these areas so that we can find our rhythm and be happy. Thank you for listening. See you next time.